Hi, AT from CNC at Home. I have some slate tiles and I just want to play around with them, burn some funky shapes on them and see what they look like. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let's start by opening our slate tile template and go from there. Alright, we have this down in the corner. Let's zoom in on that. The basic shape for this is a 100 millimeter square. I have a safety zone inside of that looks like it's an 88.9. Not quite sure why I came up with that, but that's what I came up with for my safety zone. What I'd like to do is just draw a polygon in here and then draw some lines connecting the vertices of that polygon just to see what it looks like. Start out by getting on a actual layer and we'll just do a shift. We'll make a polygon, and this is a hexagon. We can go in and we can alter the shape here. We can add stuff to that when we get to that point. Let's go ahead and just move that to the center, and then we're centered up here. Let's just make it bigger until we kind of get to our safety zone, which looks to be about there. All right. And then let's take this shape and we'll just do an offset. Yes, I want to go inward. There you go. Grab those two, group them together, make it a fill. Okay. Now, that in itself is just a hexagon. We preview it. It's going to take almost 10 minutes to do. Let's just play that real quick. You can see it's going vertically. Whatever I have set is going vertically, and that's a lot of wasted travel. If we were to change this to offset fill, we're now at 1 minute and 42 seconds. So this has become quite a bit faster. As you can see, it's going around. That would probably work much better for this. Might also help if we put in the correct burning parameters. So we'll just take fill and we'll assign that. It's saying it's 15 minutes 10 seconds. If we change this back to our fill offset, we're down to 2 minutes 44 seconds. When I talked about connecting the vertices, what I want to do is just draw a line between each of these. So I just go to my line tool, switch to a new layer so we can see the difference. And when I get to the vertice, the cursor changes to more of a bullseye. So I'll go ahead and click that and then come down here. And then when I get my bullseye, I know I'm on that. And then I'm just going to hit escape to stop drawing lines. And then just draw another one. Draw a line from here to here. And I'll just keep doing that from all the vertices. All right, each one of these vertices has 3 lines coming from it. If we go to our preview, well, hang on, I gotta switch this to lines because these obviously aren't filled. We'll go do lines. Now we'll do our preview, and that's kind of what I was looking for. So when it does this, apparently the outside's going to go first, and then the inside's going to go. That's the order that I have these. I can just quickly change this, and it'll do the opposite. It'll do the lines first, and then do the outside part. Okay, that looks cool and all, but I want more. I want more lines. So let's just get, well, we'll select here. We'll just grab everything and delete it. Got an extra line here. We'll get rid of that. So we'll just make a new polygon. This time, let's give it 8 sides. We'll make it an octagon. See if this looks any better when we do it. Go ahead and move that to the center of our working area. And then we'll make it bigger and we'll resize from the center. Let's just make my octagon grow. I'll stop just inside of my safety area. Use my offset inward 3 millimeters. Okay, select that, group it, and then we will set that layer. Let's go back to the black layer, because we already had that set properly. Now let's add some lines. Basically just we'll do it the same way as we did before. Alright, I want to get these interior lines put on a different layer. So to do that, I'm going to select everything. That was more than I wanted to get. Let's see if we can get just this. Okay, and we'll deselect these two. Oh, that's right, I grouped those together. Okay, and then I can just pop those on a blue layer. There we go. That looks pretty cool. In our preview, that looks kind of neat. I just don't know how this is going to look when I burn it on to the tile. It looks like I'm doing lines at a little bit lower of a power. I want to make sure they turn out nice and dark, so I'm going to go ahead and put that at 40, no, at 50, just like the fill. Do a quick preview again. Look, oh, this is going to take 3.5 minutes. That's pretty quick. What we can do now is go ahead and send this to the laser. I'm going to get that zeroed up and get the material in place and get going on that. So just hang on a second. Let's switch over to the laser. The one thing I might do differently on this is change the distance between each laser pass and get in a little bit closer on these edges. You can kind of see it on this one. You can see there's a line in the middle of that thick line where it didn't burn. So the overlapping of the laser should have been a little bit closer. But this looks really cool. It gives me another idea. I'm going to go search for an image, see if I can find what I'm looking for. Here is an image that I was reminded of. It's from the TV series Stargate SG-1. If you're a long-time watcher of my videos, you know I've done a few other SG-1 types of things. Now this is backwards from what I want, so I'm going to go into Shape Properties, and I thought that's where I could inverse this. There we go. I guess it's going into Image Properties. I guess I went too fast. Okay. It's also a bit on the big side. So if we just shrink this up a lot, that's starting to be a little bit better. If we do preview, is it doing the inverse on that? That's going to take an hour and 11. There's got to be a faster way to do that. Well, we'll make it smaller, and then we'll crop it as well. So let's get this moved on top of our template. I really like this area of it, so that's what I'm going to have kind of in my template area. Let's go to Layers, and let's move these just a little bit so I can see that on here. We'll zoom in. Alright, let's make this bit smaller still. Okay, and we'll slide it over a little bit, maybe something like that. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do Shift, I'm going to select this outer rectangle. For some reason, I'm not getting my other image. Okay, so I've got this selected and go to Shift. There, I've got it. Now if I right click, nope, not getting it on the right click, but I do get it under Tools. I should be able to apply mask to image. Okay, now we can take it and move it around so that it's just how we want it to be. Yeah. I like that. Okay, so we'll kind of have this whole thing centered. All right, let's do a preview. See what this looks like. It still looks backwards from what I want, but I think this is going to do what I want it to do. So what was the time on this? It was going to take 25 minutes. Is there a way to speed this up? No, but I can certainly slow it down by applying the correct burn parameters to this layer. We'll go back in. This is image, assign. That's what we need. Okay. So something got switched when I assigned my burn parameters to the layer. It probably used the default switch. If we look at this, it's probably not inverted. Yeah, by default. So that was the issue there. We should be good to go. It's going to take just over 26 minutes. Let's get a new tile on the laser and get this burning. That turned out pretty well. Good detail. I like it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the content of our channel, think about subscribing. Enjoy doing your CNC at Home projects.